Ever pondered over the intricacies of an insecure direct object references or IDOR vulnerability? Well, the journey of enlightenment begins now. IDOR vulnerability is an access control blunder that transpires when an application depends on user input to access objects directly. These objects could be files, database records, or other resources. Without the right authorization checks, hackers can manipulate this input to access unauthorized data or perform actions they shouldn't. Consider a scenario, a library website where one can view borrowing history. The URL might look like this. Here, a 1234, is a user ID and it directly determines which borrowing history is displayed. An IDOR vulnerability exists if a hacker can change this number to someone else's ID and gain access to their borrowing history. IDOR vulnerabilities are of two main types. Vertical IDOR allows hackers to access unauthorized data within the same user context. For instance, in the library example, a hacker could access another user's borrowing history. Horizontal IDOR, on the other hand, permits hackers to access data across different user contexts. The consequences of an IDOR vulnerability can be quite severe, depending on the nature of the exposed data. Hackers could gain access to sensitive personal information such as names, addresses, financial data, or medical records. They could also gain access to confidential business information like trade secrets, customer data, or internal documents. In extreme cases, they could even gain control of the entire system. But fear not, for there are ways to prevent IDOR vulnerabilities. It starts with proper access control. Always check authorization before granting access to any resources. Don't rely solely on user-supplied IDs. Validate all user input to ensure it's in the expected format and range. Use indirect object references instead of directly using user-supplied IDs. Use internal identifiers or tokens that are not easily predictable. And finally, regularly test your applications for vulnerabilities and patch them promptly. By taking these steps, you can help to safeguard your applications from IDOR vulnerabilities and keep your data secure. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding these vulnerabilities is the first step towards a safer cyber environment. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed.